You know, we all go through different seasons in life, and sometimes when a season ends, it ends for maybe a bad reason or a good reason, but sometimes there's good things about a season ending. It means there's things we can move on from, there's things we can leave behind. And one of the things that a lot of us do sometimes is when a season ends, we actually hang on to something that probably should have been let go of at the end of that season. We just kind of let it linger around, hanging around in our lives, and this can actually cause some trouble. We might hang on to these things on purpose. We might hang on to them because we're afraid to let go or just to remember something, or we might just hang on to them by accident. We don't even really realize and remember that they're just sort of in our lives, sort of hanging there, dying. And as this thing or person or memory or emotion or reaction or whatever that is supposed to be gone from our lives, as we let it hang around, it kind of causes a mess and it starts to stink a little bit, and other people might notice it, but we may not notice it's there. So I wanted to share an example of how this can happen in our life. This is I'm in our house, and you can see behind me there is a Christmas wreath that's been there since the end of November when a dear friend gave it to us, and it's June. In fact, it's the end of June, and this wreath is still there. You can see it's like changing colors, getting kind of nasty brown. There's like pine needles on the floor pretty much every single day. The crazy thing is, Sarah or I will pretty often when we're cleaning the house actually just like sweep up the pine needles without even really internalizing that they're coming from the wreath that isn't supposed to be there anymore. The wreath was at one time a really good thing, but it doesn't really make any sense to be left in our lives in this season anymore. And sometimes things can cause a mess when we leave them for longer than they're supposed to be there. But sometimes it's easier to just clean up the mess than to actually go through the process of removing the thing that doesn't need to be in our lives anymore. The other crazy thing that can happen is something can stick around in your life and you don't even realize it. I mean, honestly, from probably February to the beginning of June, I honestly didn't see the wreath anymore. Like, it was always there, but I didn't even notice it. This is our front door. So I didn't even notice it was there for several months, but there it remained, dropping pine needles on the floor. And you have to ask yourself, does this thing I'm letting remain in my life, does it like stop me from embracing the new season? Like, is it weird for it to be summertime, sunscreen, going to the pool, and have a Christmas wreath? So anyway, take this as a reminder to clean up things that aren't supposed to be there. The cleanup might be messy, by the way. Look, I'm doing this for the first time. I'm picking it up, I'm moving it, but look at this disaster. It's raining pine needles. I don't know if you can see it. So even though the cleanup might be a little messy, it's totally worth it. You got to push through. You get a clean slate, and you get to hopefully have some new opportunities in life, and maybe even a brand new open door in front of you that you didn't even see before. That is not as cheesy as